I laughed at him because the first time I could remember Bobby actually being hurt and couldn't do. And it was 4th of July. And this really isn't, it's funny now, wasn't then. Mom told him, do not leave the house. Because, I mean, he was bad. Do not.
He was very, very fair, very, very blonde.
Yeah.
Did you know he was blonde?
And Mom told him, do not leave the house. And he's like, well, the fireworks. Mom says, no. Of course, all his kids were outside. Y'all were outside, too. And they were setting off fireworks. He has the window open, and he's leaning like this. And he's all burnt across his back. And that damn window comes whap, right on his back. Right on. And I was like, all I just laughed at him. He's like, Mom! And I'm like, she's way over there. He's like, can't, Mom. Because you couldn't get the window up. It was there. Get Mom. Go get Mom. I'm like, nope, nope.
I'll be back.
I did go get Mom. Or Doug went and got her. Somebody went and got her. And she's like, I told you not to open that damn window.
One fall, and I was at work. I worked at a company that made the thread for the astronaut suits. You know, it was fire. Oh, that was all stuff to work with. Anyway, the boys were at home. No, they were out on a date. She was at home. Ken was little. I run the throttle on the machine went fast like this. Well, it caught me in the fingernail when I was trying to break the thread and start. Well, anyway, my boss takes me to the hospital.
That was different. Mom went to the hospital.
Yeah, take my finger fixed. Well, they gave me a shot. They wrapped it up and sent me home. When I got home, it was already time for the shift to be ended, but it was past, like I was supposed to go at midnight. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning by the time I got home. And my husband's standing there like this. I said, what's the matter? Where the hell were you? He said, I said, at work? He said, I called work. I said, well, I just held up my finger. I said, well, I did this and they had to take me to the hospital. He's ready to jump my head. Oh. What's the matter? Well, Doug's sitting in jail and that's where he's going to stay. What happened? Him and the boys from upstairs, the apartment.
The Fields.
The Fields. We rented. They had all boys, one girl.
And one girl, Valerie.
Yep. Well, they went out on a thing and they were stealing pumpkins out of this old farmer's thing. Well, the farmer had put up with it. He shot the shotgun off in the air and the kids all scattered. Well, Doug made it back to the car with a blanket in his lap. He sits in the back seat and just sits there. Here comes the cops. Here comes the cops. They called the old man and said, well, we have your son down here. Would you like to come get him? He said, no, let him sit there and teach him a lesson. He's never been in trouble. That was the biggest experience
I'll give you a better one on both their butts.
Never got in any trouble.
Both of them. Me and Ken in the same house. Same neighbors.
The Fields.
They used to call their daughter Strawberry Fields. Because she had the red hair.
And that was the time the song was out.
Yeah.
Strawberry Fields.
And how many boys was it?
They had 5 boys and 1 girl.
Anyway, the boys, all they're going to join the military.
Oh, God.
All of them.
They were all in trouble?
No. They were all getting ready to graduate high school, and they were all going to go into service.
They were all going in service. Well, the boys had a bedroom. It was kind of long, and they had, it was this way. And they had, Doug was over here, and Bobby was over here, and they had 2 closets and a door. Well, Doug put a tape on the room.
Yeah, because
Bobby was immaculate. Bobby just threw everything. Does he still do that?
He still does that.
Okay.
Well,
now tell him what we did.
They had a party for him.
Loveness.
They had a party for the boys, and then they went out drinking.
We don't know where they went because none of them were
of age to drink.
Yeah.
Anyway, they come in, and Ken and I were still up. I don't know why we were still up, but we were. We probably should have gotten in trouble because him and I shared a room. And Ken come in and said, "Sister." I'm like, what? He said, they're sick.
Oh my God.
Who's sick? Bobby and Doug were sick. they're throwing up on the floor.
Oh boy.
And I had all maple floors,
Yeah.
stomach acid.
So I said, okay. I said, I'll go tell Mom. I was good at that. I was good at going and tell Mom. I go tell Mom. I said, Mom, Bobby and Dad are throwing up, and it's booze. You can smell it.
Wonderful sister.
She comes
Yeah,
down.
they probably
She
abused her.
comes in and she goes, they'll clean it up in the morning. Slams the door shut. They woke up to that all over their floor. Bobby's like, what'd you throw up over here for?
Oh wait, on his side?
Yeah, they were throwing.
Wait,
Both sides were puking.
So they don't know who threw up on who?
They both puked up. They both were in bed and rolled over
Oh
and
my
puked.
God.
And Bobby was blaming Doug for going over to the room and
Well, you
puking.
wanted Doug to clean it up. He said, you did this, you clean it
Well,
up.
Bobby comes and he says, Sister, I ain't cleaning your puke up. I said, there's a difference when you're sick and you've been out partying and drinking. I ain't
Clean up
cleaning
your
that
own
booze
puke.
drink with puke. Oh, come on. I'll give you $5.
You
I'm
got
like,
$5
you don't
for
have
nothing.
$5. I
God
said,
does.
I said, Doug offered me $5. I'd take him up. Doug said, no, mine's already cleaned up. He
Wow.
said, his is still laying there and I'm not cleaning it up. I said, how are you going to
Oh,
sleep
that
in
was a
there?
mess.
Oh my
If
God.
he don't clean that up.
Because it laid all night on that floor.
Yeah, oh, I
and I was
wonder.
so proud of it.
Did it stain it or warp the
It
paint or
worked the varnish
wood?
off of it.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
the-
Because the
And
acid
the,
in there.
yeah, and not only the varnish, took all of the wax that I had on it off too.
Yeah, Mom was really very, very funny about it. She waxed all their floors and, you know, that was like a ritual every week, you know, clean them floors, clean them floors. And I thought, I'm not. But Ken coming in telling me, they're sick. They're sick. They're bad sick. I'm like, I opened that door, I'm like, they're drunk sick is what they are. I laughed.
So how old were they at that time? 17, 18?
Bobby
Bobby
was
was
18.
19?
No, Bobby was 18 because just, oh no, he was 17.
17.
Because he went in the
Right
service
before the
early.
service.
Yeah.
And Doug was,
Maybe it was
15,
his.
16?
no, Doug was 16 and Bobby was 17. Because it was right at that, right before we all changed again. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And the guys upstairs, evidently, they puked it up too.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, she
Yeah.
wanted to kill them
She
all.
wanted to kill all the boys.
So her and I went out and sat in the yard and drank a cup of coffee together. We didn't even want to get in there.
Talking about the boys puking.
It was funny. We bought that house and it had an apartment downstairs that had 3 bedrooms. And then upstairs had, as you went in the door, it had a kitchen, a formal dining room, a formal living room, a big bathroom, and then you went up the stairs to 4 bedrooms on the top.
Wow.
So he come up, my husband was working on the car, and I was standing there, and he come up and he said, you got an ad in the paper for an apartment to rent. And I said, yep. He said, I guess you won't take kids. My husband said, who told you that? He says, well, I got some kids. He says, as long as you ain't got 10. He says, I got 6. He says, fine.
Wow.
He said, do you know, and that man was so nice because he was a professional house painter. He put the wallpaper in my kitchen, painted everything.
And I never could figure out why we didn't take the upstairs apartment where there was more room than puking.
That's why.
And then one Thanksgiving, oh, I love it.